All right, what's up? Welcome to G.S.R. Gonzo Sports Room, Monday, May 9th, 2022. All right, was making sure the sound was good. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Big weekend. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend in the sports world. We'll talk UFC 274, Gaethje and Oliveira. That was a That was a hell of a card UFC had on this weekend. If you didn't see it, that'd be something to go back and watch. That was a real good card. We'll talk about that. Talk about the NBA playoffs. We've already had one game tonight. Now we have another game that's real close at halftime. The Grizzlies are playing the Warriors tough without John Morant. I think the Warriors might have came out thinking that Memphis was just going to lay down and wasn't going to play hard because uh, Warriors got off to a slow start. I don't know if they just wasn't focused or if they thought, oh, since John Morant's out, we don't have to be as focused. They're not going to play as hard. This Grizzlies team has came out inspired, and they played some. They played a good first half of basketball uh, here at Golden State without Morant. People have to remember in the regular season, this team was 20-5 in games that John Morant didn't play in. But you also have to remember this too: regular season, missing a regular season game, and missing a playoff game is two different things because playoffs ain't the same as regular season. So it hurts Memphis even more. So far for a half, they've played well without Morant. If they pull off this game and win this game without Morant, Warriors could be in some trouble. I mean, you can't lose to this team without their star, especially if you think you're going to contend for the NBA championship. You think you're going to move on and beat the Suns or the Mavs, whoever ends up coming out of that series, because we'll talk about that here in a minute. But the Suns aren't playing very good either. So, I mean, if you're the Warriors and you lose to a team that don't have John Morant and you lose to them at home, it's hard to say that it'd be hard to say that they're a contender to move on to represent the West in the NBA Finals. I mean, you you can't lose to them without John Morant, especially at home. If it was on the road, I'll give you more leeway because they had home court, and I mean Memphis would come out even more fired up than what they did tonight because they were at home and they knew it was a big game. So maybe, but not on the road. Golden State's at home. You can't lose to them at home. Uh, but for the first half here, I'll get the exact score. I just had it, but yeah, for the first half here, Memphis is playing tough. They're getting ready to start the third quarter. Grizzlies are up 41-38 at half. So, and if haven't been home and was watching basketball, the Boston Celtics, excuse me, the Boston Celtics beat Milwaukee Bucks 116 to 108. Even that series up 2-2. Uh, Jason Tatum had 30 points and 13 rebounds and 5 assists. Horford had 30 points. He had a playoff career high tonight. Horford went off for 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Marcus Smart added 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 8 assists. Jaylen Brown had 18 points, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds. So I mean, a lot of people contributed in this game for the Celtics. The Celtics get a big win there, big win on the road in Milwaukee. Celtics are looking dangerous, and the Celtics could make a run. I could see the Celtics making a run and maybe representing the East because of their defense, and then they have 2 stars that can score, and then they have other guys that can hit shots. I like the chemistry the team has. Uh, I had the Bucks representing the East, but the more and more I watch, uh, I'm starting to think the Celtics is a team in the East to be. I really am. I like the way they play on both sides of the ball. I think they're well coached. Uh, the Bucks, I don't know if you start stopping Giannis a little bit, it's like the Bucks don't know what to do. And I'm not saying that I can't even think of his name right now, but I'm not saying that the Milwaukee coach doesn't know what he's doing because I think he's a good coach. But for some reason, it seems like they can't make an adjustment when they need to make an adjustment. Like when a team's making a wall and they're meeting Giannis at the free throw line, he can't get in the lane. He's not, so he can't get a clean look. He starts passing the ball out. Them guys have to hit shots, or you got to make an adjustment to where you're freeing Giannis up. Try pick and roll. Try something to free him up. You can't just keep trying to play isolation basketball and him driving. Eventually, they're going to build a wall. They're going to stop it. If you don't adjust, you're in trouble. And that's what happened in this game tonight. Milwaukee led most of the game, and in the fourth quarter, they also Boston outscored the Bucks 43-28 in the fourth quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, uh, Milwaukee was winning this game going into the fourth quarter. And Boston outscored the Bucks 43-28 in the fourth quarter. Like I said, Horford had 30 points, a playoff career high. So that series is tied 2-2. Uh, let's go. Oh, game five is going to be a hell of a game. It'll be fun to watch. NBA playoffs have been great to watch this year. That was the first game tonight. Was Boston and Milwaukee. Boston gets the win, even the series up. You have Memphis and Golden State playing right now. It's at halftime, getting ready to start the third quarter. The Grizzlies are up 41-38. And then tomorrow you have game 5 for the 76ers and Miami Heat. That series is tied at 2-2. Excuse me. I think the Heat might be in trouble. Honestly, I think the Heat are in trouble. Heat are a good team. I don't think they're a great teamo. I can't trust them, especially Jimmy Butler is not consistent enough. They don't have that one guy that you can depend on. They're just inconsistent on the offensive side of the ball. They don't get me wrong, they do play some great defense. They're one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. Uh, but I think they're in trouble because they won the first two games without Embiid playing. Embiid came back and first game didn't have the greatest scoring game, but he still affected the game a lot. And then and then the second game he comes back, gets 24 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. James Harden goes off for 31 points in game 4 last night. He had 31 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. Uh, Harris was in double digits with 13 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Green had 11 points in double digits. So they had one, two, three, four. They had 6 guys in double digits. The 76ers did in game 4. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler had 40 points. So he played a good game. Uh, Adebayo had 21. Hero had 11. And Oladipo had 15. That's the only players that were in double digits. So they had they had 4 players in double digits. The 76ers just was able to outscore them. I think the Sixers are going to come back and win this series. I think it's going to be Sixers and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals is what I think it's going to end up being. Western Conference Finals, I'm going Warriors and Suns. But if the Warriors lose this game tonight, I think the Warriors are in some big trouble. Uh, so we'll see. But I think it's going to be the Warriors and Suns in the Western Conference Finals and the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Also, yesterday you had the Suns at the Mavericks. It was game 4 of that series. The Mavericks win the second game in a row, tie the series up 2-2. Now we have a series here. I still think Phoenix is gonna come back and win this series, but they're not playing very good basketball right now. I mean, if you look at it, Chris Paul has played 2 terrible games the last 2 games that they've lost. Uh, First game on his birthday, I think it was Friday, turned the ball over like 6 or 7 times, uh, didn't take very many shots. This game, let's see what he shot. This game, he had 5 points. Chris Paul cannot have 5 points in a playoff game if the Phoenix Suns are expecting to go win an NBA Finals. There's no way Chris Paul should only have 5 fucking points. You if that happens, you're not going nowhere, and that's why they're in trouble right now with Dallas because Doncic is playing. Man, Doncic is a guy. Doncic is a dude. He knows what he's a hell of a shooter. He might be the best scorer, pure scorer in the game right now. Dude can get to his spots, especially when he gets hot from 3-point range. He's almost unstoppable. He's been carrying this Mavericks team on his back. Uh, he missed a couple games now, and then he came back and man, he's been balling. What he ended up having yesterday, he's been having some big games. He had 26 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds in 37 minutes. So he had a solid game yesterday. Finney Smith added 24 points to help out. Brunson had 18 points. Kleber had 11. Dinwiddie had 10. Bertans had 12. So they had a lot of guys contribute. They had 5 guys in double figures. So they had a lot of guys contribute. Uh, the Suns could be in some trouble here. I really believe that. I think them games are tomorrow. I think they play tomorrow. Yes, they play tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. is 76ers versus the Heat. And at 10 o'clock is the Mavericks versus the Suns. All right. Third quarter's just started here of the Golden State and Memphis game. Memphis is up 43-41. Wiggins gets a layup to tie it up 43-43 with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. But another thing I wanted to talk about in the NBA was that Ja Morant got hurt. Loose ball, they're both going to it. Poole reaches out and he grabs Morant's leg a little bit right on his knee. Don't look like he gets him. It don't look like he yanked it hard enough. To me, it's just a regular basketball move. You're reaching, going for a loose ball, or you might grab him and try to keep him from getting it. If anything, you just call it a common foul. But people are trying to say that it was a dirty play, and that because that's what they say hurt his knee. It's not a dirty play. If that's a dirty play, we might as well just take you. The defense might as well not even go on the other side of the damn court. You should just let everybody have open shots. If you miss, the other team gets the ball. If you're going to call that kind of contact a dirty play, there can't be no contact at all, or every player in the NBA is going to be dirty. It wasn't a dirty play. It was an accident. He grabbed there. He hit the knee, and maybe he popped the knee out. Yeah, does that suck? Yes, it sucks. But it wasn't a dirty play. It wasn't like he grabbed it on purpose and grabbed a hold of it with both hands and yanked on it as hard as he could, like he was blatantly trying to hurt Morant. No, he was reaching, going for a loose ball. You've seen it. If you watch basketball, you see it all the damn time. But because it was John Morant that got hurt, everybody's freaking out. Now they're wanting to try to call Jordan Poole a dirty player. Jordan Poole's far from a dirty player. And if we're going to start calling that being a dirty player, that means you might as well call everybody in the fucking league a dirty player because that's just regular contact in basketball when there's a loose ball. We've seen it since the invention of the fucking game. Memphis is up 52-45, 8 minutes and 57 seconds left in that game. Um, yeah, and then Chris Paul, this is something I want to talk about. Chris Paul's family. Yes, yesterday at the game, the fans were putting a couple of fans put their hands on Chris Paul's mom and his wife, and his kids was right there. The fans were removed from the stadium, which they should have been. They should be banned. Uh, Only thing I don't agree with, the Chris Paul came out and said that fans can do whatever they want, but if we respond, we get fined. I agree with them. They shouldn't get fined unless they hit person or something like that. But just like I don't think Kyrie Irving should have got fined for flipping the Boston fans off. Excuse me. I don't think the or that Draymond Green should have got fined when he flipped the Grizzly fans off the other night when he was bleeding. He was going to get stitched up. No, I don't because fans yell things. That always happens, and players say stuff back. That's you just can't go. You just can't cross the line and say something personal or try to go on the court. You cross that line, you try to go on the court, you're probably going to get your ass kicked for one, and you should be banned from ever being there again. People want to blame it all. I mean, all the fans are no. There's there's probably 20 to 25,000 people in that fucking arena, and two people act like a damn fool, and everybody wants to act like it's a bunch of people that do it. A bunch of people that are acting fools at these games. No, it's a small percentage, but that's what you hear. We hear about it, so it gets bigger than what bigger and bigger. But how do you change it? Because one of the good things about the NBA is if you have the money, you can sit basically right on the fucking court. And I bet that would be awesome. I'd love to have a front row seat. A part of sitting that close is you have to have some fucking common sense, and you can't put your hands for one on a player. You can't put your hands on anybody, and there ain't no reason to have your hands on anybody when you're at a game. Fucking go to the game, drink a beer, watch the game, have a good fucking time, and go home. There's no reason to put your hands on anybody when you're at a fucking game. So that shit that happened to Chris Paul's family is a bunch of bullshit. But what I'm saying is it's a small percentage. There was like 20,000 fans in that building, and two fucking fans make all the other fans look bad. It's not the majority of fans that do shit like that. Is what I'm getting to. It's a very 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 small percentage. Most fans, even if they yell stuff and argue a little bit with the players, they're doing it out of passion for the game. They're not doing nothing personal, and they don't cross that line. But if you cross that line like them fans did last night, you should be banned. You shouldn't be allowed to go to any game at any stadium. Shouldn't be allowed to go to any another NBA game for so long. Maybe you can appeal it later on down the line or something, but it should be at least fucking banned for like 5 years if you're going to do something like that because you don't mess with the man's family. They're lucky Paul didn't get up there and beat the hell out of him. I mean, you just don't mess with the man's family. That's I mean, people know you do that, you're crossing the line. Another thing I wanted to talk about was in the Boston and Bucks game on I think it was on Saturday. Marcus Smart gets the ball, starts his shooting motion, gets fouled right at the end of this toward the end of the game. It had been a three shots. He got the three free throws. The referee calls it a foul, but says he wasn't in the act of shooting. So he gets two free throws because of they were in the bonus. But in my opinion, he should have got three free throws. Well, did it affect the game? I don't know. Nobody would ever know because you don't know what if he goes up there and hits all three, and I think that tied the game, or he put Boston up by one. What would have happened? Uh, but I can't say that it cost them the game either because they still had another like minute to play, and they just got outplayed that last minute and lost that game. So I can't sit here and say it cost them, but it was something that caught my eye. Like this game tonight, right now, 54-50 Memphis over the Golden State Warriors with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter. I want to thank everybody that's watching. Please hit that subscribe button. At Gonzo Sports Room, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me at Chris D. Gonzalez on Facebook, Chris Gonzalez on Twitter, and Chris Gonzalez on Instagram. Follow us on our social media accounts. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with GSR Gonzo Sports Room at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Easy Money, a sports betting show. You can find that show at YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And you can also find that show on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. Go check out their YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as well. They got in Twitter, they have all that. Go check them out. They got a lot of great analysts over there. I do an afternoon show on their network Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Come hang with us for that. Me and Greg talk NFL, NBA, MLB. We talk a little bit of it all. So come join us for that Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. And you can find out on the ASAP Sports Network, All Sports All Plays Network, Monday through Friday at 1. I also a lot of times get on the morning show. It starts at 10 a.m. Go listen to that. Pride's a great host. Go check out the ASAP in the morning. You guys won't be disappointed. They got a great host over there. Then also make sure you go check out Unscripted. It, my boy or my man Jay McLovin and Logan Landers and Frankie Cruz. They have a great show going called Unscripted. They're live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm usually on there every Tuesday and Thursday with them as well. And then I do some Saturdays depending on if we're out streaming a live independent wrestling show or if we're out live somewhere. That's another thing. If you're a pro wrestling fan, we stream uh, live independent pro wrestling shows here in the state of Indiana. We done one yesterday, had a great card. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. Uh, I'm actually getting ready to put them out all them out in single matches. But you can find the full show on YouTube and Facebook. And then here in a little while, each match will be broke down on YouTube and Facebook as well. We done another show a couple weeks ago, BCCW Bearcat Rumble. It was an awesome show. It had Carlito, Epico, and Primo there. All wrestling. Kishi was there signing autographs. It was a great show, great time in Muncie, Indiana. And then this Saturday, May 14th, Jay County, Portland, Indiana, uh, DCCW Invasion 3, featuring the Pope, Elijah Burke. He's an NWA star, former WWE star, great talent. He's going to be wrestling the DCCW World Champion Dex Royal, and the title will be on the line. That's going to be the main event. Dex Royal defending his title against the Pope Elijah Burke. The tag team champions, the highlight reel will be there. You'll have Dutch Boy Platinum and Jay Beeve, the Beaver Boys will be there. Going to be a great card. The ladies' man Mike King, JKO Joey Owens will be there. Going to be a great card. DCCW always puts on a great show. Make sure you go check that out. Portland, Indiana, May 14th. Doors open at 6. Bell times at 7. Also, they're going to have wings and rings, wings at the concession stand, and they're also for all you guys and women over the age of 21, they will have beer. And they said maybe wine, but they are going to have beer there. So, hey, get you some wings, drink a beer, and watch wrestling. Hey, can't go wrong with that. One thing I want to talk about before we get out of here, though, is UFC 274. You had Gaethje and Oliveira, and Oliveira knocked Gaethje loopy, but he didn't make weight, so he didn't get to keep his belt. But that was a good fight. They were going at it, but the fight before that was terrible. It was one of the worst fights I've watched in UFC. It was Rose Namajunas and Esparza. They basically did nothing almost the whole damn fight. It was a terrible fight. Namajunas Esparza wins the title, which I didn't think she won that fight. I thought it was a draw because, like I said, neither one of them done a damn thing. It was a terrible fight. And it sucked because going into this pay-per-view, I was excited. I was like, "Oh, this pay-per-view is gonna be fucking good." Because you have, Michael Chandler against, Tony Ferguson, Rose against Carla Esparza, Oliveira against Gaethje, uh, Cerrone and, Lazone was gonna be on the card, then got pulled off late because Cerrone got sick. I mean, and then even the prelims had a pretty good card as well. And then you get to the co-main event, and they just stood in there basically for 5 rounds and done absolutely nothing. Didn't I mean, they landed a few shots, but it was terrible. I thought it was a draw, or if you give it the fight to anybody, the champion won. Because I believe you have to beat the champion, and if it's that close, that it should have been a draw, or and that you can't decide. It's either a draw or the champion wins. It never goes the way of the challenger unless the challenger made it obvious that they win. And as far as it didn't make it obvious at all that she won, uh, I would have made it a draw. That's just my personal opinion. But if not a draw, I think you have to give it to Namajunas because you have to beat the champion. And she did not beat Namajunas. I mean, if you looked at her, she it looked like she took more damage, but Namajunas didn't do a whole lot either. So I'm saying both of them didn't do much. I bet Dana White was fucking pissed. Uh, I guarantee you Dana White was pissed about it. But hey, that's how it happens sometimes. But all right, we're gonna get out of here for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget we have a merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. We have t-shirts. You can see some of them here behind me. We have the GSR shirt, the Easy Money Sports Betting Show shirt, or GWR shirt. We got new GWR shirts that are two-sided, has the GWR logo in the front, and it has the state of look here, state of Indiana. We have some of them on hand. If you need one, get a hold of me. I'll get with you and get them. They are $25, so hit me up. We still have a few left. We're going to be ordering more, but we need to get rid of these few we have. So if you're needing a GWR shirt, get a hold of me. If you want a hat or any of the or GSR shirts or even the GWR shirts, you can order them online as well. At the merch store, it's going up across the bottom of the screen in the ticker. Thanks for joining us. I love the support. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, that follow button on Facebook and Twitch. Stay safe. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.